The hype is at an all-time high on Rocky Top, and deservedly so. And these are my best and worst case scenarios for Tennessee football in the 2024 season. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well, so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily: iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. The following is brought to you by our friends over at RHOBACK. Guys, head over to RHOBACK.com and use the promo code SECU at checkout to get 20% off your entire first purchase. Guys, whatever you need, they have got it. Polos, quarter zips, hoodies, pants, shorts. They even have women's apparel. And guys, when I tell you that RHOBACK is some of the most comfortable gear that I have ever worn, hey, there's a reason you see me rocking it almost every single day here on SEC Unfiltered. I mean, I'm rocking it right now. It is fantastic, guys. With the weather warming up, all my golfers out there, it's a must-have, right? It's golf season. It's baseball season. It's tailgate season, right? The summer months are coming. It's going to be hot. Guys, you want to make sure you're in some RHOBACK. Trust me when I say that. Guys, it's incredible. Be sure to head over to their website, RHOBACK.com, and use that promo code SECU to get 20% off your entire first purchase. Again, whatever you need, 20% off polos, quarter zips, hoodies, pants, shorts, whatever it is, even women's apparel, so you can outfit the entire family. RHOBACK.com, promo code SECU. That's RHOBACK.com, promo code SECU at checkout to get 20% off your entire first purchase. The excitement on Rocky Top is palpable at this time of year, and it's because Tennessee, a fringe college football playoff team, a college football playoff contender, no doubt. When you look at the Vols, these are my best and worst case scenarios for Tennessee football in the 2024 season. Guys, let me say this. Number one, these are not predictions, right? These are simply best and worst case scenarios. Every single college football team has question marks. Best case scenario is assuming the majority of those question marks work out in the positive. Worst case scenario is assuming the majority of those question marks work out in the negative. And also, guys, these are best case and worst case. Again, they are not predictions. Let me make that very clear. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and pull up Tennessee's schedule here, and we'll dive into the best case and worst case. Guys, we'll start with best case. And you look at this schedule, guys. Chattanooga is an automatic win. Kent State is an automatic win. UTEP is an automatic win. And dare I say, I know it's a rivalry game, but Vanderbilt should be an automatic win. You've also got NC State in the non-conference early in the season. The SEC opener at Oklahoma is really, really intriguing for obvious reasons. OU, their first SEC game in the league. And, of course, Tennessee will try to welcome them in Norman. You got to go to Arkansas, Florida, of course, at home. Tennessee going to be looking for revenge. Bama on October 19th at Neyland Stadium. That game is wildly intriguing as well. What is Bama going to be at that point in the year? You got Kentucky at home. You got Mississippi State at home. You do have to go to Georgia on November 16th. The guys, you look at this schedule, and spoiler alert, by the way, when it comes to Tennessee, this is a team that when you look at them, love the line of scrimmage on both sides. They have one of the best front sevens defensively in the SEC. I think Nico is the truth. I'm a believer in Nico at the quarterback position. They're going to be fantastic at wide receiver. They're going to run the football well. I think the floor, admittedly, is really, really high for Tennessee. I don't think there's going to be some, they could go 12-0, but they also could, fall off a cliff and go 4-8, right? And by the way, guys, when we talk best case and worst case, it's realistic best case and worst case. So it's not just as simple as, well, best case is 12-0, worst case is 0-12. When you look at the best case scenario for the Tennessee Volunteers and what I see, guys, this could be a special season for Tennessee. I think Tennessee realistically is a college football playoff contender. I'm not going to say they're a favorite, but if you get to 10 wins, I think you feel really, really confident that you're going to be in that 12-team college football playoff. And when you look at this schedule, guys, here's the thing that works out so well for Tennessee. Yes, you have to go to Oklahoma and you have to go to Georgia. Those are two really tough games. But outside of that, guys, and you got the tricky game early on against NC State, neutral site game in Charlotte, North Carolina. But outside of that, guys, a lot of your games, your tough games are at home, right? You get Bama at home, Kentucky's at home, Florida's at home, State's at home. Vandy on the road's pretty easy. At Arkansas, right? What's Arkansas going to be? I think this is a Tennessee team. That game against Oklahoma early going to be so important. My best case scenario for Tennessee football in 2024, I think 10-2. I think 10-2 is best case, guys, because, again, you look at Georgia and Athens. I hate to say you write an L next to that one in heavy black ink, but until we see Tennessee actually compete with Georgia, because those games have been blowouts, I think you got to count that as a loss. The question now becomes, is Tennessee going to go 11-0 against the rest of their schedule? I don't know that that's necessarily realistic. I think you're probably going to get tripped up somewhere. But, hey, you don't have Mizzou on this schedule. You don't have Ole Miss on this schedule. You don't have LSU on this schedule. You don't have Texas on this schedule. So it's not an easy schedule by any means, but it is manageable, and I do think Tennessee could hit double-digit wins. I do think 10-2 is in the cards for the Vols as the best case scenario. Now, what's the worst case scenario for Tennessee football? As I mentioned, guys, Tennessee, and this isn't the case with every SEC team, Tennessee is one of these teams, I think their floor is actually really high. Like, I think last year, guys, why last year was so big. I think Tennessee, under Josh Heupel, set the minimum expectation. I think set the floor for the program, if you will, going 8-4, winning 8 games in that regular season, right? I think they did, because I think you look at what Tennessee football was before Josh Heupel. For over a decade, they were in the woods. They were lost in the forest, right? They were abysmal for Tennessee standards, right? I mean, they just were, right? A 500 program. I think Josh Heupel has gotten this program back to a point from a talent standpoint, from an expectation standpoint, where 8-4 is the absolute minimum expectation. Guys, I think you look at this schedule. I mean, in a worst-case scenario, I guess you lose to Georgia, you lose to Bama, you lose to Oklahoma. We're almost reaching for that 4th loss, right? We're reaching for the 4th loss. Is it Kentucky at home? Is it Florida at home? Do you get upset by Mississippi State at home? Is it NC State at a neutral site who, I don't know if NC State's ready to beat a Tennessee. So I'm setting the worst-case scenario at 8-4. I think 8-4 is the new floor of this program. You can honestly convince me, guys, the worst case is 9-3, but I'm going to go 8-4. I think it's a really, really high floor for Tennessee because of the way Josh Heupel has built this roster, because of the way they operate offensively, which is going to give you a chance to win every single football game you're in. I do think the floor is high. I do think a new floor has been set, right, especially, again, after last year, doing what you did with Joe Milton. I mean, Tennessee fans, I think we're looking at that season as a bad season, and you still won 8 regular season games, 9 with a bowl win over Iowa. So, best case scenario, worst case scenario for Tennessee football. Best case, I've got 10-2. Worst case, I've got 8-4. When you look at the Tennessee Volunteers 2024 schedule, is this team a realistic college football playoff contender? And what would you say are your best case and worst case scenarios for Josh Heupel's Tennessee football team in the 2024 season? Guys, that's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media platforms all over the internet, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.